Japan Dyno, the best of Japan to you.
Howdy, this is Andy of Japan Dyno, and I have for you an HKS SQV blow-off valve removed from a Japanese GTO. That's a 3000 GT in overseas markets, the GTO, Mitsubishi GTO. This particular valve from a Chuki Z16A GTO, and there's a Heisei Gonen, a 1993 Juichigatsu. That will be November, so in November 1993, that makes it the Chuki, the middle shape of the Z16A series. Of course, 3 different vehicles sold in that series. The Zenki Chuki Koki is removed from a Zenki twin turbo, so a twin turbo, 6-speed manual transmission, 4-wheel drive, of course, and the 6G72 turbo engine. So the flange specific for the GTO, but the valve itself a universal and adjustable blow-off valve with the adjustable tensioning to the spring in the back here, but the flange itself for the GTO, and in particular the Z16A GTO, and removed from a 1993 vehicle. Good for any of the Z16A series of GTOs, and the flange, very easy install with this bend in the pipe, gets it into that impossible place, a very difficult install for a blow-off valve in the GTO, but this particular flange makes it easy. The SQV blow-off valve, now the SQV is the little brother to the Super SQV blow-off valve, a sequential blow-off valve. Has a diaphragm in this area here. Boost pressure pushes on the diaphragm, and inner manifold vacuum, which connects to a nipple that's on the reverse side, pulls on the diaphragm, and the combination of the two, when they're able to make the diaphragm move in resistance against the spring, the flutter in the diaphragm pulls a piston, which runs through this area here. The piston releases boost through the trumpet here, giving that distinctive blow-off valve sound. The flutter, of course, from the diaphragm type blow-off valve. So a diaphragm type SQV sequential blow-off valve, sequential meaning the fluttery movement of the diaphragm here, sequential blow-off valve in great working condition. As you can see in the photos, very tidy. Go to the other side here. You can see some marking and scratches. The SQV is made of alloy, cast alloy, as opposed to the Super SQV, which is made of billet aluminum. The Super SQV, a little bit larger than the SQV, so this is a little bit smaller than the standard Super Sequential, but the mechanism inside is identical, just a scaled down version, ever so slightly scaled down version. This is the tensioning bolt and locking nut for the spring, so the spring tension can be adjusted, hence it is a adjustable type blow-off valve and good for any turbo vehicle. So if the flange is adjusted to suit your particular vehicle, then it will work with that turbo vehicle. And looking in back here, again the tensioning bolt, this is the spring housing here, and around this area here further in is the diaphragm. This is the nipple that connects to the inner manifold vacuum. Another view of the flange, so the flange specific for the GTO, for the Z16A GTO, and good for any of the Z16A GTOs, and makes for a very easy install. The little bracket here, even to match the bolt on the side of the vehicle. So for a very easy install, the flange for the GTO, and finally another shot of the side there with the nipple for the inner manifold and spring tensioning bolt. So a GTO flange HKS sequential blow-off valve, made in Japan, from Japan. Thank you.
In order to serve you better, we have our website at www.japandyno.com, as well as our blog, the Japan Dyno Daily Fix, where we feature items of special interest. Look forward to seeing you there.